Kublai pi baro pi pe ya RiKhasi channel ngiwan lam shapi ya ka thup khubor jang kani gati omenta ngin pits ngau sha ya pi ki mat ki bokongsan ngin sheme ga jing yarap ka sarkar pedeng ban pin be put ong u himanta bat u konrat dang pit thu ka ECI ya ga jing long jing man shwa ban pin bina ya ka by election Turka TUR sha secretariat bamsiu ka sarkar ya ka by billa kumbala kular house nambalala Hiaru Menteri Ketenat Karep Karyang ban sengap ya kajing ia kinong rep sotrun hari boy. Beteng ka child line ban tunrong lat jing yarap sha kilong yeng ki baduk. Let jungo bat ai jing yarap ka kunhun rwai choir jong ka NRC ya kilong yeng ki baduk has adrid. Aiman sim ka Meghalaya ya kinong let yelekai Olympics ha Tokyo. Bat kiwe di ki khubor. Gini phametash ki khubor banya. Ki armut ki menteri rangba jong ki arteri ki jala kita ka jala Assam bat Meghalaya kita u Himanta Biswa bat u Conrad ki sangma kila rai ban shimlang ya ka jingrap jong ka sarkar pedeng hakabai dei ba ka jingpen be ya uput usam jong ki arteri ki jala ki menteri rangba ka Assam ban Meghalaya u Himanta Biswa bat u Conrad sangma kilong ba kin shimlang e ka jerap jong ka sarkar pedeng ban pin be ya uput usam ha pedeng ki arjala Habai krib kinang thok khubor hadin blawai ke jelang haka arpulai terek unaitung arja arpuai kini ilam kilong makinum shu sakut sa tang haka ban pinne ya ka status quo hindrai kin treshita ban pinbe no yo porusam
This has been pending for too long and the people in the border areas especially have been suffering a lot and it has always led to a lot of differences and violence also in the process and people have not been able to stay in peace and have not received the development that they deserve. So therefore, somewhere we need to find a solution and finalize this long pending issue that is there. It is with this spirit and with this objective in mind that the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam and myself have been meeting in multiple occasions, and today was the first official discussion we had with all our officials, senior officials of both the governments present, as mentioned by the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam. The discussion was very positive and we have decided that no longer will we look at status quo as the outcome of the meeting, but we will try to change from the status quo and find a solution to this very long pending issue.
We have decided that all these 12 sites will be discussed one by one and relevant merits and demerits of claims and counterclaims will be discussed, and then whenever and in the places we see that it is really easy to resolve those disputes, we'll start resolving. So it may not be possible to resolve the entire dispute at a time, but definitely we can start from some point and one by one we keep on resolving this dispute. Today's discussion was very, very fruitful. We appreciate each other's positions and we also come to a common understanding that now we need to travel beyond status quo. Whenever both the Chief Minister met earlier, after the meeting we used to give a joint statement that both the state has agreed to maintain the status quo. This time we are not going to maintain that. What we are going to say to the people of Meghalaya and people of Assam, that we are firm and we are committed to resolve this dispute.
Menteri Sarkar Jilau beripet ya ketenat ka kot ka khiau ba ALHEC manaka si palai jong ka tayo uloong ba shen on sala ban pinbet no ya ka jinga ka japut hapadeng ka jala Assam bat ka jala Meghalaya Uba ALHEC Menteri Sarkar Jila ka si palai mantaka tayo ulay thu ba shen on sala ban pinbet no ya ka issue khaput hapadeng ka Meghalaya bat Assam Uba hek uloong bala ban pinbet ya ka ni ka jia ka ja kabla slamba da ka jia smo thu jimut baro artli ki jala om da ka jinga pin ibor Kanikan wanra ka jing mantoy bat ka jing sup e ka jala khamtam e ki tu brio ki basa ha khapon
The only way for resolving this long pending border dispute is we should have the mutual understanding between Assam and Meghalaya. Until unless we have a very cordial understanding, we are not going to resolve the issue. Because why? We cannot resolve the issue by our egoistic. Our ego will never be complete to make any amicable settlement. Let's bury the ego. Okay. Why you want to bring? I'm telling the Assam counterpart also. I'm telling Meghalaya also. Telling, let's bury the egos. Egos, we will not help anybody. Then let we have a very cordial political relationship with our neighboring states that resolve this once and for all, and we will be proud that in 58 years of our statehood under this government, we are going to resolve the issue amicably. It should be a minor give and take here and there, which will be benefit to the people who are residing in that particular area.
Ka Election Commission of India ECI kan sa penbenaya ka tarik na kabenta ka by election na kabenta ka Mauring Keneng bat ka Raja Bala constituency marsan bha ka Jinglong Jingman Hajila Meghalaya ka babenta ka yaling bagi jing na ka daw jong ka khlam COVID-19. Chief Electoral Officer by FR Kharkongor habai kran bikla pathai Khubor ulong bayamenta ka Election Commission jongri India ka dang khmi shwa bat pethu ya ka Jinglong Jingman jong ka jala na ka jing shakta ha ka khlam.
Right now, from Election Commission, there was a circular before the lockdown saying that all by-elections are on hold till such time the situation in terms of the pandemic improves. So I think Election Commission is still waiting for a situation to see that the condition in the states has improved or not, the positivity rate and all that. So that input, they will, once they get that input on the status of the condition, then they will take a decision. So ever since the lockdown, there has not been any elections anywhere in the country, as you've seen. So I'm sure that once Election Commission obtains the requisite input, then they will take a decision towards the future course of action.
Ka kanhun menteri jong ka sarkar jila kabla shong jing yalang manha ka khat khendai trik min tau banai kala menjur ban pediang bat ban pentri kamno ya ka youth policy hangni ha ka jila namar hadu mentahi ka jila Meghalaya kampadon ka no ka policy ru na ka benta ki samla ya ka ni lai thu do menteri rang ba ka jila kon ki sangma hadim blawai ka jalang ha ka ni ka sngi.
As you're aware, Meghalaya does not have a youth policy. 15 to 29 is the age group which we define as youth. 31% of our population falls in this category. It is absolutely necessary that the government comes out with a clear policy on how we plan to channelize the energy of these youths so that they can work constructively for themselves, for their family, and for the state and the country as a whole. But just to give you an idea, we have tried to cover different aspects of what is important for the youth and what is important for the state. What is the objective of the state, where the state would like to see the youth and where the youth would like to see themselves. So with these two objectives, we have tried to bring in aspects that will try to address the issues for the government as well as for the youth, whether it has to do with unemployment, employment opportunities, whether it has to do with leadership, whether it has to do with skill development, environmental issues, whether it's to do with sports, education, whether it has to do with health and wellness. All these factors have been connected and put into this policy. And at the same time, we have a 50-point agenda, which also has been created where different activities will take place. And in this 15-point agenda, the different activities will also be monitored on a monthly, quarterly, or a biannual basis.
Naloga youth policy ka kinhun menteri kalai kran ru iki babon ki weipat ki man u menteri ka tanat boarding ka sarkar jila u badai ru MLA jongka da dengre constituency kata u James Sangma menha ka sini kong jongka tayo ulayalam ya kinong yalam ka NPP nada dengre benle ya kendu ya menteri rangba ka jila kondat ke Sangma
Habakran bagla pasai Khubor u James Sulong bagi nong shong shnong jongka da dengre ke ya teli ha ka jing dawa badai ban kentiu kadan district no ya ka civil division ka jongki.
We just had a meeting with Honorable Chief Minister Mr. Conrad K. Sangma along with a delegation of the leaders of the National People's Party from Dadengri Civil Subdivision, and we collectively have placed a memorandum for his consideration for the creation and upgradation of the Dadengri Civil Subdivision to a district. This demand, as we all know, is a demand that's very long due and long pending, and we have apprised, we have informed the Honorable Chief Minister that the people falling under Dadengri Civil Subdivision are all very united in our demand for the creation for the upgradation of Dadengri as a full-fledged district. The Honorable Chief Minister has been very positive in his response, and we look forward to a positive outcome of our meeting very soon.
U MLA kanong po constituency uba Meryl Bonds ringkat bat u MDC jong ketehi keju ke constituency uba Balaji Rani menhaka khat kendai terik mentau benai kilalet ban ya kendo yau menteri rangba ke jelau konrad ke sangma ban pinsngo hakmat jong u ya kajing terang ke jongki ban pin yo no ya ka community and rural development block ha omden.
Kani kejing ya kendu jong ki armut kinang dalam kongres ya menteri rang ba kejela kalong halor kejing baki pat ba jong ka riboy district lembat kanong po ke kendu jing uba miral bon sim habak dan baglap sai khubor ulong ba kadon kam kirki banyo yak sian RD block ha umden bat ulong ru ba ka umling sian RD block kade ka wai ni ki block berimtam riboy district bat ka block ka bahetam hadu menta menem
ni lakrpa ya chief minister badan burom naga banta ban create dan ya bertemu cemai ya ka umden CNRD block ka bertemu kaban sia naga umling CNRD block ka bangidon burom sekretar maka umling CNRD block kadega block ka bala he mas bar kadega block ka bala seng nadu ka arpulai tarik jong benai jun jong senam kendai spa ka we bat ka umling CNRD block ka kentup ya ki arspa arpondriu kelik snong ka kentup ya ki khatsan hajar tam ki longhim bat ka kentup ru ya ki prafui hajar mut ki nong song snong ka kedi we na ki CNRD block ki belah he ha bala dangin pet mentah hari hoi district hi na ki CNRD block mentah ka umling CNRD block kedi ka belah he tam bat ka sarkar kedi ban phai khat ban pensuk ki pai bat na ka banta ban yo kedi sakri ka bakam hajan ban pensuk de nak takadau nak liang midungi ku minong mikmat ya ban hamta ban pensuk ki pai ba hamtam ki bade sakhai jungdet nila dawa bade ban thungno ban kriet ya ka ya ka umden CNRD block ka batmai ban pensuk ya ki pai ba nak sakhnong midungi
ka thma u rangli TUR menhaga khat kendai terik mentau benai Kalatur Sha Secretariat namar ka jing ngap menti jong ka sarkar ban siu pendep ya ka bai bella shaki briu ki baduk ki beladuk bella na kadau jong ka jing khangdam ha ka snem ka balala kumba ka sarkar kalakular
Katur lingba ka RTI kalala pada ki spa bagi hajar ki brio kim shimla yo satiai ka bai bella wala da lingba ki shnong ki dap ban pha ki keteng shakatana labor jong ka jala Kini kerja ki kalong bantung jing to akit manu badan kti ban pencak lab ek pisa ka baga sarkar ka jupen banana ka por ha ka snap pradap bagla thap pisaj ki account jang itu ki bela ai kerteng
keren ni okey nadam mentah si yang ni nama sumber kisip mencim snap ka sarkar ka kular nama bakadon ka lockdown jong ka covid jong ka ni islam ka kular ban ai apaja sisa ya kitu ki bakamai ni mo ya ki ba belas ni bahkan kop ya ki taxi driver ya ki nong de madan ya ki balik trading brio nomor bang yang ki ai wi phone number yang phone hai to ai ya ki kerteng ai ki detail ai ya ka account number hila ban SMS na su phone na su WhatsApp bat ki ongru ya kitu ki bala de register lupa ka BOCW mo Board of Construction Labor Tinyo asan hajar. Jadi kan kena tak kena ka BOCW le ka babun kisah ha. Baki pokror na markisim kisah na kini construction. Baka sarkar gani le ka persang buri ba ya kani ka pisah na duman sa. Kam jutan suru ya ki labor ban register. Wala ka taru ka om ya kitu ki bala register. Hak ban tinyo ya takasan hajar. Kung ka din kersan no. So Tadian kat tu kami benai. Ni awak tip nak para lak ni hata kiyo kita na em ni ka. Intersan bakular kota. Bun nak si om em. Tingi file sa RTI. Bagnisam ya kita tip pati ai kita ngi breu bakat no kiyo. Banyak kan ni tok yang pada. Lengba ke social media, lengba sila pasai Khubor. Yang kita pada topik kita tengok si don em hang ni kita kalau apply. But Pasal kami kepenting kami banginduk tip mo. Dia pun nak kita buat pun. Yang kita cuma apply tu jumlah kita terteng ke sini harus kelas. Tiba yo ka kertanya jam ki harus kelas pada bon nak ki am kalian ni kepisah. Kalau pun basi kak berpendam tambah klai harus terteng ke sini. Sebab itu kepisah persa ka terteng ke sini dia kepisah kan point akan ke sini.
Ya gini ke jingtur secretariat layalam di Kong Angela Rangan.
Mentah ni yang sedangnya kini bantong kami yang songman kini harus kan lebih kuat tersebut. Support presiden kini dia office as nanti si kau harus tahu ngaruh dan ini kau harus tahu. Dan mereka nama badan yang nggak covid ini bisa banyak lum deh. Jadi ada kiwi beliau bisa akan join atau ketika hot nanti nyemla batang lah.
Hading tu ki Khubor ngi nyasang yeswa si podang yai sa bangi ngi tsenang wan phai shipina ka bentai kini ki bat ki Khubor. Hiaru menteri ketenat karep karyang ban sengap ya kajing kinong rep sotrun hari boy. Beteng ka child line ban tenrong lat jingerap sha kilong yeng ki baduk. Let jungo bat ai jingerap ka kenhun rai choir jong ka NRC ya kilong yeng ki baduk has atrit. Aiman siem ka Meghalaya ya kinong let yele kai Olympics ha Tokyo. Bat kiwe di ki Khubor.
Guidance for early diagnosis and early treatment. Tested positive for COVID and have no symptoms. You have tested positive for COVID but have no noticeable symptoms. Here is what you have to do. Take the following precautions. Stay at home, wear a mask and maintain distance from other family members. Drink a lot of warm water and other fluids like soup and juices. Do steam inhalation. Do breathing exercises. Eat nutritious food. Medicines you must take. 1. Vitamin C. Dosage. Take tablet after food for 10 days. Adults, 500 mg tablet twice a day. Children 6 to 12 years of age, 500 mg tablet once a day. What to monitor? Keep an eye out for any symptoms such as fever or weakness. Consult your doctor or call 14410 if any symptoms emerge. Issued by Department of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Meghalaya.
Pidaya sabani ke RiKhasi channel genya beteng biam mentai ki khubor. Hadin ka jinglet jurib jong u menteri ka tanat penroi bat penkhut sor ubas niaw bhalang dhar ringkat ka jing dan lang u MLA ka maulai constituency ba proses ti saukme bat kinong yalam jong ka seng samla maulai pelun la sha balik the nyut biang ha merten hadin balak hang talano eka menha ka arpoi tri mentau benai.
Nagaliang ubas niaw bhalang ulong ba ka jing ka marten ka dei namar ba kidang wa di ka wei par ka jaka ban the nyut.
Ni nagling government nila assure nila promisi khamtam nak bentakan new la fit mental arlai cili sekang nang lekpe dan lekpe selai sau kuli dia gani baru chim ni sabram rom gini beli krimi ati assure gani iso tu mdai tang be pli price song sini gi kwa ka ni le government tip building la ite maksum sine masum kelada senong le berapa ngalawan mental ai senam taksi tahu, dan kan ni kan last meeting ro, anang long meeting beri bala ni langsung. Kita ngongsar, kita officer kan itu, kita saar lain ni inspect. Ama lagi dia inspect, lagi long ke bakam biang, in pan kincim ke enu. There is various procedure kincim ke enu sini kita bahas, nong lagi area. Imat lam dari bangam bakla, kedisi kan hablai itu hearing ro. Imat, ya kata lengan kerpa dia, biar tu kepo benon langkram don dia bertut kan baik jakam. Mau, ya kata I commit, I assure you. Dengan new landfill. Hidup siap, but the phone pula ready. Ni mau sebelum bisa. Ya kan ni. Jadi yuk tangan cekang lah fitnya.
Hendai ulang bakam long kam bahawan pilwit kali thenyun. Nagaliang kinong ilam kaseng samlam mulai pelun kila priang ke jingkhat ekran menteri hakalai tri gubernur barwan banyakran bah halor kini kakam.
Ik wajah manin kolong mana kaseng samlam mulai pelun mo. Ngila khang hendai beli pengi khang pat ban mo. Hadim ngila ayok ketien na I minister badan burom jongi ila ang pangin fanya kendo tekon pa ba ikwa hi banya dan kat banya solve ini problem jongi ba gila ong ru ila pen pa ba kini ka banwan mata kan de permanent solution ka jongi bat ka ba ila ong ru kolong ba ha kalai trik banai banwan ngindio banya table banya keren mo na kalyang ka jongi ka sang selama klon baro hi ki stakeholders badan pemula hi kinong elam ki jongi ki nong ikhmat ki jongi baro ngine pengkrek ngine keren nya tai seni bha mi perhat ka solution bo biang tam ndak banta kinong mulai hi baro kawai benda kalian kejungi ru kumbai minister iom balada don't come yak sang sama mulai pelun ndak bata ban awareness habai dei bakani nak nu banyarap I kebenta ban yo ikjaka banyak keren pak ikui sinong bakin sya apat yak sarkar ban penbiang ya ka dumping ground ya ka landfill area bentar ka cakate nyut patamai nak liang ka jongi dalam ka ready
Wat hapedeng ka jing sa priang ki khubor ki ba penting pensiiri ki pat ba ban lit shim ya ketika banyada na ka jing pangklam COVID-19 Henry ha ki thai nong po pat la sakhi ba ki riu pat ba ki bala kan jo ya karta ka ba South Post nam sheneng kilami ban lit ai pendep ya kani ketika hakawat ka ba ar ka jongki
Kini kajing mi jong ki reu rang ba kan thop na do ki rang ba bat ki long kami lasaki ya kajing ne shim tika jong kawat ka ba ar ha ka sngi ba ar jong ka ar pho tere unai tung ha ka jaka ai dawai tika ka badan ha Indo Stadium ha nong po kathan nong po ka badai ru ka sor padeng jong riwai district kalanang jam sakmat ban pendep ya kajing ai tika ya kinong song snong ha ka ba bu na ki reu rang ba ki lala ban pendep ya kajing ai tika na ka benda ka wat ka ba ar lani ka second dose ka balong ka nuksa ya ki wei ki snong ban ai mun sim khamta mi ki reu temen ban sim yo niu dawai tika banyara na ka chingpang covid khat khandai
Nah, keteng ke kongsi larani ke bahasa anong po saja.
buat kenos nem ta piladon
Minta ngalai dan hitam sendai senam layak dulu kau.
pikong
Nah, seret na untuk langsung bahasa apa saja.
kenos nem piladon ko
Menjana
sapsan tembolo menta boro armut pilai pendep ka jing aitika
Oh, minta ngilai pendap jadi air juga ke Pak Asin.
okey tapi ngogum no ba pilai ban ai ka tika
So, kumang idan mungkin kata-kata scam, makanya misalnya scam ya, ini tika ubangi air, tolong mungkin nyadai lagi. Kalau kumju ya ki pun titi haying asam, kumju ya ki bayang ki lok hijau ki basang masa akan nak scam di bawah hidung. Kesen berkata, kena lockdown tengi kuat hi bawa pasukan jungi kita pelaj no. Dan dapat pak kalian jeng kipat pak ngai ibu kim kongo kim snap ya kena kejing kha jang pasukan.
tekai ka khubor pikum kita ki nong song snong bala khamrang ba kia ki pai ba ban ai ka injection tika
Teng nakaliang jongi ki long kemi ni kapat ya ki pai ba nong song snong jong ka tham ri boha jongi bangi kapat ni sobha banyami na lagi jong ki ying ki sem ba pinyilit ai ka ka inject tika ka baki ong ka covid jong ka khat ndai tham ladan kono ka jing setting ne ka jing ting ne ka jing sosmit but honam snap ya ka jing kran ba ka jing kran yang kibab penceting ya pi la ne kibab pen kauktin ya pi dokumen kumtai nama kana ke inject kana ketika kadai ke kabanya da yang ni kun hafi jong ka ngari ki jantia ba hitam jong beri phai ki ti ko wei tengah kerpa ya pi ba so bha so yami na lagi jong ki kisam kun ki mi pa ngi de belong ki nang yalam nanti ya ki kun ki ti ki jongi bat kam kumjuru ya ki lok ki jar jang kana ka tham di phai ki jongi baro ko wen
Kalong ka khubor ka babha na ka bentai kitu ki belapas ya ka exam MTET ne MTET namar bashen ka tanat puli puthi jong ka sarkar jala kan sapen mi ya ka jing pen bena ba kitu ki belapas ya ka ne ke examen kin omdan kam shu banle ya ka exam hadin ondala kut ka por belabu haki por bamenshwa namar ba ka NCETE ka lapen bena ba ya ki sernot ne ki certificate MTET kilong na ka benta baro shijing im
Ya kani layathu da menteri kapuli puthi ubalakman rembui ubalaong bakini ki papas MTET lada ki apply kam hikai balada ki pas sakratin test henry ki feel personal interview kinap apply biang habalat kam hikai halor ka jingthung biang ya khisis pa phrafinyongut kinong hikai ki blasha weng na ka jesi siali ubalakman ulaong bakade karai jong ka committee halor karai jong ka yang bishar
the MTET exam in fact we have already published the itinerary for the exam. But due to COVID, we have postponed it. So now, with the opening up of this, all the office, this and that. So in maybe next week, in 10 days, then the new notification will come to fix the date. And one more important thing which I want to tell is that before the maximum validity of those who have already passed their exam is from 3 to 7 years. But recent notification from the NCTE, they have given that the MTET qualification will be valid for lifetime. So this also notification from the government of Meghalaya will be come up this week, so that the students who have already passed their MTET, they didn't have to do it again, so it is valid for lifetime.
So what about those, candidates who've cleared the exams but did not clear the personal interview?
Those they have to apply again whenever there is a vacancy. The SDSEO will again call the application. They have to apply again. So based on that they will. But as I said, they didn't have to appear again because the MTET certificate which they have already got, they have written is valid for 2 years or 3 years, I don't remember exactly, but it is valid for life.
What about the demands for those teachers who have been protesting at Mulki ground for long and all, and they've said that the government so far they've taken advantage of this COVID situation and has done nothing according to their demands, and just so that they'll put off the protest, the government said that they'll look into it. What about that?
So we have explored all the possibilities, but the standing norms, the standing instruction, the standing procedure that whoever appointed into any position, he have to undergo the process of recruitment as the case may be.
Kaseng HYC menhaka khat kendai treatment tau benai kelalit banyak kendu yo menteri ketenat animal husbandry uba pres tunten song ban kentu yu uba untuk kelar halor ka an sho do masila ni ka protection bill jong kejala Assam namarkani kan sakta jur ya kejala Meghalaya ka bopat 1 point ya ki masina ki bipat kejala jong keri India pat ki bahabanya ling ba kejala Assam.
We met the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, who is the Minister in charge of animal husbandry and veterinary, or especially on the regard of the certain provision in the Assam Cattle Preservation Bill 2021, which was tabled by the government of Assam in the Assam Legislative Assembly. Our point of concern on meeting with the Minister of the Government of Meghalaya, because we are of the opinion that Section 7 of the bill, we do not bother about the other provision of the bill because it will be implemented in Assam only. But what we are bothering is that the Section 7 of the bill would say that any cattle, which as per the schedule of the bill, the cattle include cow, bullock, bull, and calf, and buffalo also. So it's clearly said that if you transport a cattle from one state, example Bihar to Meghalaya, you need to get permission and permit from Assam. That is the first thing. The second provision is that cattle from Assam cannot be transported to other state if that receiving state does not have the cow protection law. So in order to get the permit, Meghalaya should come out with, as per the bill, can come out with certain cow protection law, and then maybe they will transport cow even for agricultural activities and others. So we feel that this provision, Section 7 of the bill, it's contravention to the Constitution of India. Why we say so? Because if you look at list 42 of the 7th schedule in the Constitution of India, it says that interstate and commerce is a subject matter of the union list. Then if it's a subject matter of the union list, how come Assam bring a bill to contradict with that with the interstate trade and commerce? Of course, the Parliament of India can do so, but I don't see that any state government can do when it comes to interstate and commerce. Normally, in the present situation, if cattle is transporting from Bihar to Meghalaya, all we need is to get a transit pass from the originate state, that is Bihar, and then receiving state will only check that permit which was issued by that originate state. But out of now they need to get from Assam also. What if Meghalaya now saying that every good transport from Assam to Assam, suppose from Gauti to Silchar, they need to get permission from Meghalaya? What if the Meghalaya now say that every good transport from Assam, maybe to Mizoram or Manipur or Nagaland, whatever, transit to the state of Meghalaya, you need to get permission from Meghalaya, you need to pay tax to Meghalaya? This is unacceptable. So we feel that this provision is not only illegal, but it also affects the federal structural power of every state who is bordering with Assam. So why should we allow such kind of law to take place? This is a primary concern. We look at the bigger pictures. we see that some Congress MLA in Assam even demand that apart from cow, bull, buffalo, you need to add pig in the schedule also, which means even transportation of pig also need to be regulated. And you never know, some party may also demand to add chicken, they may demand to add goat, and everyone. There are certain party who aim that India should be a non-veg country also. They have we cannot support them, but it's their opinion, we cannot do so. So we feel that this kind of law should not be encouraged in India. If Assam government want to do anything for Assam, that is up to them. But you cannot violate the federal power of the state bordering Meghalaya. Because if this kind of laws become operative, there will be numerous conflict of interest between various states and the state as a whole. So that is the primary point of concern. And the secondary point of concern, you see that there's a lot of people in the state of Meghalaya who actually depend their livelihood from selling of cow and other agriculture, which we need cow. So if this is regulated and prohibited, you see there will be a lot, it will affect the livelihood of the people in the state of Meghalaya. So you look around, there's so many meat shop, buffalo meats and others. So this will become a discouraged bone of contention. Last but not the least, we have to, Meghalaya as a state need to go beyond this issue. It has to look at the long-term solution. We propose that. What will be the long-term solution? The long-term solution is that Meghalaya should work hard to be self-sufficient in itself when it comes to meat production. The moment we are self-sufficient in meat production, it's benefit us a lot. The people will be richer, the livelihood of the people will be improved, and not only that, even the consumer, they will buy that meat at a lower price. Definitely, it will lower down because transport expense will be minimized. So we have suggested that to the government, and he did explain to us about a lot of incentive scheme program already launched and supposed to launch by the government. So we hope that the government of Meghalaya should take this matter seriously, and the deputy chief minister's also opinion that yes, this law is illegal. He also tell us that as per his understanding also is like that. So he tell us that he will take up the matter with the CM, and if CM agree, they will take up with the counterpart of Assam.
Kinong alam ke HYC gilaya thuru halor kimat bakum kaseng ba ka sarkar kinyakran halor ke jingwan yakran put umentri rang ba ka Assam u Himanta Biswa Sarma ha ka aflatrik mentau benai hasilong.
If you look at the earlier proceeding of the 2 CM meeting, give and take policy is something which way back since 1990 they already agree on that. I saw that there is a meeting between the CM of Assam and CM of Meghalaya, where the CM of Assam clearly say that Assam will not mind to retransfer certain area to Meghalaya. And the word he said that since Meghalaya was carved from Assam, there is no issue to adjust. He said that a few kilometers here and a few kilometers there. So the CM of Assam said that. So let's hope that Assam has made a mistake, to not giving a proper boundary to Meghalaya. And as I tell you, in 1990, I forget the exact date and years, but there was a meeting led by Didi Lapang from Meghalaya, accompanied by the great Bibi Lendo, the great HS Lendo, SD Congress is still alive, today oil long to do South Sen. They already agree on give and take policy if you look at that proceeding. But I think what's feel is that they feel to implement that in reality. There is no consensus within the state of Meghalaya. Everybody would want to say that, okay, let's take. Who's willing to give? No. Who's willing to give a territory to other state? It's not willing. Meghalaya was created with an objective to protect the Khasi, Jaintia, Garo Hill territory. Was created to protect the identity of the Khasi, or Hanyotrep people and Garo. So who is willing to give up any territory? Nobody is willing to give up territory. So that's why it's very important for the state of Meghalaya to carry along every stakeholder before you decide anything. It's very important. Let's forget politics. This has to go beyond PT politics. It has to go beyond PT politics. The moment politics interferes in this, it will not be solved forever. I will say forever. So let's forget. Let's go beyond PT politics, and we do request the honourable chief ministers that apart from the government, they should carry along the stakeholder, important stakeholder like district council. All the three district council should have a say, because at the end of the day, the territory of Meghalaya is the territory of the United Khasi Janti Hill District and Garo Hill District. And not only that, we need to carry along the opinion of the Doloi and the Sim and the Sirdar of those traditional institutions bordering on the south. And not only that, even pressure group and CSO also must have a say. Because if pressure group says something else, the government says something else, the chair says something else, the district council says something else, I don't see that that we will be able to settle the border dispute. So my humbly request to the government of Meghalaya is that let's carry everyone on board. Let's carry everyone on board. Let's heard every opinion, and let's see what we should do.
Hadin ka jing o jing nam jong ki pat nong rep ka them ribhoi khamtam e ki nong rep sotrun nakaliang jong u MLA ka nong po constituency urakular ban chim khia lor ka ne ban ra ban pinsngo shakish kor jong menteri ka tanat ka rep karyang bar hadin jong ka ne nakaliang jong menteri ulakloi ban hiar hi daladi ban ya kendu ya ki nong rep ka than raj inong lingdo
Hagani kejingyar jong oba bante doling do Menteri Ketenat Agriculture lasna langru da oba mineral bonds MLA konong po ikong je kharkrang district director Ketenat Agriculture nalo kiwe ki he officer jong tenat kerep karyang ha kejingyar lang goblong hayeng dorbar jong kapaham birthem Menteri ulas ngap ikjing e bakum kinong rep sotrun kimat khamtam hagani kejing khangdam namar kejing shop jong khlam kuvet khat khandai namar kejing sha khata ha kalyang kayo ka hat bat kiwe kejing e
oh kidon society ba kerjaan di dalam kerjaan berwarna dan nanti hendrai jintung jingtep besok di kandungi kasih seti apa kan dan kayu babiang kimdan ginang heli bawa na ba bala ni supply serway ke teka channel ni kre hendrai lagalon bala hi khmat jonghi ki menteri ki MLA ki officer baru siba dan la dan nanti bapin ya bapin ai bapin penio ini ya kowe kayo babahe nakabanta jongi kinong rep
hadin kejiya kendo bat kinong rep nakaliang uba bante dorling do kumu menteri ketenat kerep karyang ulakular bancim khia kumno banweng yik jing e jong kipat ba ha ka ba ula pembenaru ba sarkar jela shen kan sapelat ya kasong pisa ka basan hajar sya kinong rep ha ka jela kum kalat ban kesya ya ki kam rep kam riang jong kinong rep ha bai dei bat kejing don kam ya ki fruit processing unit kumu menteri ulakular ru ban penstet ya ki kam badang sateng nang bat pin urlong ya kejing ang do jong kinong rep
Mengi baga thai boy kare thai ko terku sha ke sotron bumi tan thai boy budai shi barana hamrai hakum ni ko ba imamara jogi ke che darena punya jo ya umara ba ai ba punda pendiam ni long yin long sa ko la pensau dari ramashin Kalian sorkan mengisi mana kalian juga menteri UMR kalian. Lada pun kali kapol ngindon dekat bagi nombor, ngindon dekat kapol bawa umur. Kapol kau bijinya, kapol kau bidalkam. Yang sorkan bukan kenal kerti nak benda, menyerap, menpai. Banai musim, menyerap jadi kumlo banyak jadi mana jadi. Masalah kan mau dan syoma ko syuting na menyerap ini nomor macam jadi na tagadaw kabang kuha panikendu kabang yosno panalian ditompi ndai tang lecture kabang ingran ni yosno yibi na kung saan kadai bagi yo panya yan bagi yosno yang cinai cinung jobi jadi
Uba Sanbor Shulai u MLA ka Shillong South Constituency ulaya kendu ya ka Shillong Municipal Board ka balong ka daw ba jong ka jingjot ki surok hakithan laban khamtam e hakmat ka School St John.
Kaji sisa na municipal ka provision ka municipal kan muka act ka municipal kalong bakiduki air bulb bikiong airlock hajar hakampau ni yang pilihan sinang pulut san sparanga pin sinang tu baladon ngajing double air people air baka blok ko pile apa kampau ni yang lajong nere ka basosi kalong bagi suot benang ne iot benang ne sulung ki fountain bagi pause patli tengah berkataru ka dengan reason ka baduna berkala penjot penpraga dengan surok Tato kapor dengan diarap juga perlu di department ngalaya rap ru dengan MLA fund ngilaya one hangne ngilaya song meeting baka dorbar ngila IT ka dorbar sidong bakat penbena ba yaki try pipe bakin one bakin patch lagi jong pipe remdre ki pipe ba kim respond kim one mban si nam ta kajing bah kalau don upur arajar pra kan mau ngayeng hangsen neng hadin bangilaya sedang banias warra daga GCB ku bangi warra menta bangin ya tray ya kaba kana ka GCB bagi lawan ra ka kaba lakerpat na galiang jong konduktor ban sponsor ni mga ya ka jenglut ya ka ka ban cina ya ban kebong ban krong ni gini ki ayu badi ban le ka surok muntah ta to por ni la kendang ki GCB gini ki pipeline ki jon gini ki ba la kaliang ki pipe ki bat mai ki la nang li na jorong utu barim bar usa ku dapo bat nang turu ka blok ka nang ne ka tu kalau lu syam ka wa ba dah tu ka porban si iwan dah lakam don ka response lagi try yang bagian wan caprang during the course of construction ni wara da GCB ngi kentang yang di pipe cedrong nyai packing kang mengini olat pan ko je na kanala ha tu ka por kilayawan ban atak da pilak ta ya garongam ki sedang ban mi na yeng ban yawan assemble lang ne ban yawan tim mon telah balai ki dikot ki pipeline balai ngak wet mangang lagi try yeng ngong pidi ben long capacity should be there la ai na kador bar senong ya pika notification lang baga PA system him yawan ban response da mentang la sana ban trip sedang manwan nginum sngap ya pi ngin le nam ta kajing pa jong pai ba kila ya dam ma ka por yu bandala sedang ban kling ai packing but ngasrai mduna ya ka saupo san po trok ka jabo naga nala
Ulapan paru kajing skau diaw bapon ki syukan thok lam de tip ya kajing shisha ubasan bor ulapan paw ya kani ha kajing le jurib ya kajing snew ki surok ha kani kishnong ha ka baki pai ba ulapan paw kajing bitar bala julor plat ki surok bar klashan do ru ya kini ki surok ki basneo ha kani kasngi bale jurib la sedang ban maramot ru ya ki surok ki basneo ha po constituency jong o
ban kan tho kani ka basuk dawan de mdai bali akut tangga kan tho kam politik sayuru ay representative ya ground reality pigen tho ka bumut to ki banang bergan tho gini baklam kam jam they doesn't know the ground reality to nang yai kan tho ma pi se ngi te upai ba utip kai ka bangile ka bar ha ka por kini kinong kan tho to ai ba ka khubor kan le chini kinong kan tho agi social media lana ti complain kabagili ai ndala dap ka kam la sibnai ka kam la senang bania decide kita menin si sopat begili na po dan mana bukan chat politik bali ai ka complain dalapoy ka train siya dalapoy ka rel siya po Calcutta kisenang berwan tiket
Kaseng FKJGP West Khasi Hills District kalapha da kajing tho sha DMHO jong ka West Khasi Hills halor ka jinglong ka ba isang sot jong ka jaka sumar pang hamau ed kata ka mau ed PHC
Namar bagani ka jaka sumar nong pang ya ki babon tili gisnong hakani ka than kala jot rathai kaseng hakani ka jing tho kala dawaru ban pin bha ya surok banet sakani ka jaka sumar nangta ban pin byang ya ko omba mundi bat kiwei ki jingnon kam na ka banda ka jing sakri ba khambha jongani ka primary health center
Ngilalai badbuk ya ka jingthok karpan hakmat jong ka office i DMHO na ka benta ban penbiang ya te ki jingduna hapo jong ka te PPC ban ai ka jing sekri ka bakham ha ya ki breu ki bat sa hapo jong ka te ka dong ka thai bat na ka liang jong i DMHO ila kula hakmat jongi bai simpia ya kani ka kam na ka banta ban ajing tho sha ka government
Menhaga kha sautri mentau benai lala ban pinya chaprang ya gajing ai tika banyadana ka khlam COVID-19 hagishnong kulang amar sang thateja bat por maudar ki bahab harani kor CHC
Kenegari ke jing persang ka baar hadian baklamla banle akasin ka baningkong nagadao ka jingjur palat uslap ka jingtua khendo bat khamtam e ka jingshitam ban poi shakini kishnong ki bajangai ye ka kinhun ka blalej ban IT kai ki brio shakani ka jaka la sandan lang da ki pulit khnang bakan long ka basngan ka jingya lenti ban lej shakini kishnong ka long shisha ka bashitam bat janjar khamtam ha ki benta ki bahab ban ya da ka kajan Hagini kasngi ka kinhun kalala ban IT ka ya shispa sa punyong ki brio hagini kishnong baro. Kalong shisha ka jing tre shitam ka kinhun ka tanar ka koi ka khia ka blala ban poi sha kum kini ki jaka ki ba ka let kawan kalong ka bashitam hadu kata kata. Kini kinong tre kilatur na ka benta ban ai ka jing yada wat sha ki bakindong tam.
Hadin ki tugi khubor nginya senge biang sa shipor ngin swan phai biang shapina ka benta ki khubor ki berasa Let jungo bat ai jing rap ka kunhun roi choir jong ka NRC ya ki long yeng ki baduk has adrid Aiman sim ka Meghalaya ya ki nong let yele kai Olympics ha Tokyo bat kiwe de ki khubor
Guidance for early diagnosis and early treatment. Tested positive for COVID and have no symptoms. You have tested positive for COVID but have no noticeable symptoms. Here is what you have to do. Take the following precautions. Stay at home, wear a mask and maintain distance from other family members. Drink a lot of warm water and other fluids like soup and juices. Do steam inhalation. Do breathing exercises. Eat nutritious food. Medicines you must take. 1. Vitamin C. Dosage. Take tablet after food for 10 days. Adults, 500 mg tablet twice a day. Children 6 to 12 years of age, 500 mg tablet once a day. What to monitor? Keep an eye out for any symptoms such as fever or weakness. Consult your doctor or call 14410 if any symptoms emerge. Issued by Department of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Meghalaya.
Pelawan Pabian Shngi ke RiKhasi channel ngenya beteng biam mentai ki khubor ki berasa. Kum katanat ka beri khmi bat pet ya ka ka shon jong ki khulung khana khamtam katanat child line nongpo kalanang yai beteng ya ka jing ai jing rap ka jong ka khamtam ha ka jing pen poi ya ki lat mar ba mar di shakitu kilong yeng kilong sem ki baduk khamtam ki badon ya ki khulung ki khana
ha kan ka kenti ka kin hun chat line nongpo branch ha ka jinglam khamat ikong iban sisa marpana center coordinator lembat kiwe ki nong trai ki lalet ben pungpoi ki marba mardi sha ki khasan tili ki long yeng ki badon ha po ka snong narang arphomer hari boy district
Kemudian masak air kan dulu.
Kong yang akan kita tanya cipangkan ni kerja aja nyerap jeni kabani COVID response ni COVID relief. Sekali ka jeng aja nyerap jeni ni lah sedang nadu bawan ka first wave ni jong COVID kata kalau nadu kata yo bakat do jong utai March nadu arah jalan home. Tiga jeng aja nyerap jeni kalau kat kabala hina ibor jeni te hadin kum tu gibru kila yi ka jing ajing arab jeni te kila sedang ban contaction ni shop office jeni te hadin kata apa ni yo ki don kibri ki bawan chakmat ki individual donors ki reusimat ki bawan ban ajing arab ini te lingba ka jing arab jong kini kibri ni la yo ban ai kambun ka jing ai relief jeni shiki ni kilong yeng ki badan kam dia te ka wei ka long ba ka jing ai jing rap jing ni sikini ki long yeng ki de ki long yeng ki badon ki klong ki na ba ki long yeng ki ba syak ta ha ka ni ka khlam te ki ba syak ta ya ka ni ka khlam ki long ki kini ki pa jong kini ki khna ki ba shubelas ni te ha ba nadu pas dang hi ka lockdown kini ki pa ki yo shu ban dek bela te ki khna ki kim yo isu ban bam hayen te ki don ki bri ki ba la contact ni ba ki tu ba kini kilong yin kim dong ye ban bang ting na sedang ban di ai temen takas ni wan hanya shinong narang kan ka wan ai jengera kan dia ka shinong narang ru te kila dan ki brio ki katu kan ni kilong yin ki balawan pediang ya kan ka jeng ai so ba ka jengi te kini ru ki kilong yin ki ba shakta ha kan ki klam te ni ai ku ble ya ni ai kublaya I rang ba shinong jong kani ba shinong narang ibala ai la ini bangin wan ban ai jing ai song ba jing ki kat tu kan ki long yin nang ta kat tu kan ni ki riu shinat ki ba wan le asbon ki ba ai jing arab ini bangin wan ki ba wan ai donation bangin ai jing arab ki long yin nang taru khantam ya I MLA ka nongpo constituency iba meral bonds ibala no senyang yang haki lanki bang di bangin wan sam kini kilong yin nang taru iba ju ajing kersian ju ajing arab ni nak por syakapor
kani kong siap suman pau ka jing sungu ya blay wala tela yang ni banyak don betah ni kum kasnong di beroi satu minggu banjir katuk kan ngut di long ni juga duk di makam keruk tam badon yang jun putih juga apa kat nem dan nak kalian itu mah tempat we kajing ai blay ke kerpang ya ka chai lain ke badon ka office apa nongpo de kajing le ba kajing ai don beta ka jogi nak beta jogi kum kasnong kham tam kini di belah man yoi di belah yo priang yang ni ai sebab de ngim la ya kaman klet ke kamaki kin nang la no senyang sikit pat ki snong ki badon apo kare boy district ka jogi te no geleng jonga kumur ba snong to snong narang panpau ke jisu ya kaneka chalain bat ngai wer lang ki pat ki seng halang yani kinu kin ja society balaman no senyang khatam kaneka jinglong jingman jong rek perthai ka be tikho bat kaneka khlam covid khat khandai te wer ki lada ki don kono ka jing sup senai lada ki kalat kalenti bakin ya no senyang lang idon sibun ki baduk ki bakaduk pas no pas tahun rek ki badon menta ki bila la ban pendem ta ki tang sendet dari don sibun ki badon po ka BPL list te tang ni ki keten ki sendet
Hadirin balayo ya ka Khubor halor ka jing imduk sertok jong kawai ka longyeng ka bala syaban hagni ka klam COVID-19 nakaliang ka kunhon nong ruai kata ka na la rempe kwaya NLRC kalalit ban hiar ban jungo badru ban kner ki kiti jingerap syakadai ka longyeng
La jarap ru de song pisa ringkar ki marba mardi shakalong ying jing ikong betilda mau penyang baru ba demesan kersiang yagadi ka kinhon ruai dalam khamat do samla ya lam bha makri ko president lembar kiwe record kani ka kwaya kani ka long ying kabla yo ekala jarap hagani ka sngi ka de ka bashong basa hagashnong adrid ha umsning bar kumbala sakhi kani ka long ying ka long jingai na ka shnong bar ka im kurdo na mar ka jingban ka jingduk bar khamtam e na mar ka jingling shop jong ka klam COVID-19 long ru bakani ka long yeng kamshim na yo e kanu kala jerap lagade na ki bor sarkar la ni ki bor shnong hado kani ka khleman
te ngamdoni e ka jing play chonga te ka de tang isar na marba de na ka yang ka jing isar ka pangala ka ba illa ban ai kini ki jing ai jong ti bat kumju ya phi bat layawan kat bat ni ngala song la sa hanen tala ars namba
phi dan kan ngot
ya dan tang lai ngot beri we kun manga ilok
tena yang kasnong phi ai no jingarap ti
tam ngin pat yo ai na kasnong
na kane ka jumot jong kane ka kanhon ka jongi kalong am bangin insyu ruai andre kedon kede bandon kino ki kam ki bangi kum ka kanhon ngila don ka jing thumur do basdang bat khndiat kan penithu ipi ba kane ka kanhon ngila dap ansang na do usnam aja ka pra bat chisen chisnam hidon kum kine ki jingirap sekene ki longyeng ki baduk bat ki basam jencar kum kane ka por ba ka jongan penwit jongan ka klam COVID-19 ba ka sarkar kala maha mengi bangin hapsyong hayeng manginam de ban mi te bon ki breu kila syam jing amar ba kim syam la yo syu ban lek bela malek tre lek ta na mar ka jing kerdu ka jong ki kum kane ka por ka ba menta te om tang kane ki kam ki ba ngiwan tang kane ka sing henrengi don ka jing thumu ba ka ta ka thong ka ba sisen jisnam ngi de ban don kum kane ka salat ban ajing rap syakine ki longyeng ki banan apane ki jing jing jinjar ba kam tam ka sarkar ru ka de ban pe ya kom kine ki jat yeng ayu ba ka de ban le bar kom juru ba kinong snong habaro ki snong bat kinong snong lane ki nong kit kam jong ka snong kum ki rang ba snong ki sekretari snong ki de ban pe ba kum kine ki jat yeng laradon kino ki jat skim ki bawan apdeng ki sarkar la ka de na po central government ka sarkar kimi lane ka government of Meghalaya ka de bandon ki kem jat skim ki de ban le shliang khamat ne no ki de ban pe na kong kom kine ki jat yeng
u MLA Kamaulai constituency wa proses ti sau kumi menhaga lasngi ublei jong katiyo ula ai jing rap daka song pisa shaki managing committee jong ki pratli ki school ki bahab apo ka constituency ki jong u
Kini ki managing committee jong ki Pratlik School ki kenthop ya ka Mount Carmel Secondary School Mautawar, ka Molai Presbyterian Higher Secondary School Yorongam, ka Putmuri Presbyterian Higher Secondary School, ka Mauyong Japong Presbyterian Secondary School, ka Mauyong Rem Presbyterian Secondary School, ka Tholong Christian Lower Primary School, ka Mautawar Presbyterian Secondary School, bat ka Kiri Sings A Memorial School Molai Nopreng.
Nakala jengin hap stu ha kalau baru ngel siam jengin ha kan dengan tim ha dong ibadin dan ki bayu sanction post dan government dari kebijakan judicial government dong kalam Muslim dengan visa kan poi dan nama dari private school kan buat ha do kata di kata daun dengan yang juga ga pulong bakal dia bentar juga aku mau dengan por banwan lang syahmat bandikit menyebah mendan ka bathi aku mau dengan por ke pemerintah nak bentar juga nam ta dengan jengin kapan nak dia ngejog di school laga deh po jeng mola jingi laga deh hemeklia jingi ada kepada India po teh paro hi jingi umdan shu akan ikan tim mata o kona virus bini ke pandemik umdan shu behe umdan shu mano kamdan shu mbak shu mlak shu long ban ya kaban tiar dari berkhot hi la sistem hadu kata yang humility hi mengkau kibri kita kibri bersihnya boleh kalau sekarang boleh hi usah ada itu pelan maka dia cengek mengingi mat hati ni kesini kementah boleh hi usah ditambah bau ni cengek macam selain no dah kejingku pada kejing seni kita boleh pada orang hari ni mungkin orang kaya kita ketik kalau paham tak kena school ai lawi je kena school hati ni kesini mata ada bentar jom amili berpen dari school jom mulai konsultasi lagi jom sorang ai je dia maka dia bentar jiki benar pet je mil lagi jong kam tiga dia bentar jong kalau ai ku ban konti kan message fi mende benar rai kalau lu kencingnya apa fi kedua fi patient ala jong school semua tip ini bah namar bah tadi bentar jong ban kersian kanin nak lihat fi kersian borba hakini sudah madep lagi kersian borba di school di kanu bang di semat ada di semat tip ya dekat tim dia bandaran tim dia bentukat dakum di kumtai ke bertajung mati along nak bertajung ki nam tai pai ba
Menhaka arpulai treatment tau benai la pelat ba ya ko ka kot bela ai kerteng the dual merit holders bela tho dei kong Esther Shangwan
Yagani ka kot la pelat ba do menteri ke sarkar jelau ba el hek ha ke jelang ke belalong ame ba ai complex golfling la penya ya ke jelang dei Dr. DRL nonglat bala yori ke jingkren nei nong tho kani ka kot bar kiwe de ke blaidan lang ha kani sngi Ka Meghalaya State Olympics Association menhaka arpu treatment tau benai kala penlong da ka jingenya bicycle hak balai shimbenta lang ro da u menteri ketanat sports jong ka sarkar jilla uba bantai do lingdo u president ke jong ka MSOA uba John Khashiying bat kiwe ru de kum kada ka jing aimen sim ya kinong ile kai Olympics jong ka ri India Hakini kesni, nalor bela peloing ke jinya bicycle, la pleru ya ke jaka hakendai lat bagi pai ba kilman shandur, ban ring video, ban ai ginu ki khubor la niki jingkren ban kitbok ban aimen se mi noya kun Olympic kari India, hak chelia kai Olympic ke ban long Tokyo Japan, nado ka arplai trek mentau banai.
I'm very happy to be a part of this, and at the same time also, I would like to thank especially our Honorable Prime Minister of India for supporting Team India for the Olympics. At the same time also, our Union Sports Minister Anurag ji and the previous Sports Minister also Mr. Kiran Rijiju for being supporting of our state in different aspects of sports. At the same time also, I would like to thank all the youth of our state, because without youth we cannot move forward. Youth is a future of a state, and I wish all the best for the Team India to success to bring medal for the state as a whole.
Hashwa bangin pin kut iki khubor ngin pin ngo biang shapi ya ki phangi bakong san sa shisien ngin sheme ga jing yarap ka sarkar pedeng ban pin bet put ong u himanta bat u konrad dang pit thu ka ECI ya ga jing long jing man shwa ban pin bana ya ka by election Turka TUR Shah Secretariat Bamsiu ke Sarkar ya kabai bela kumbalakular House Nambalala. Hiaru Menteri Ketenat Karep Karyang ban sengap ya kajing kinong rep sotrun hari boy. Beteng ke Charles Line ban tenrong lat jingirap syakilong yeng ki baduk. Let jungok bat ai jingirap ke kenhun rai choir jong ka NRC ya kilong yeng ki baduk has atrit. Aiman Sim ke Meghalaya ya kinong let yelekai Olympics ha Tokyo. Bat kiwi di ki Khubor. Bat daki tungin pun kutnoi gini katuk Khubor gini katiyo menta. Yin siya siyam biang bat pi baro ha katai kuwi pat katiyo kabanwan. Kublay pi baro bat yasuk.